I'm Zach Daly with your Army Black Knights weekend preview. 6 different teams in action this week for Army, including the men's and women's cross-country team who will get things started Friday at 4:30 when Cornell comes to town. This will be a 5-mile race, not a 5K race like they're used to, so running conservatively will be the key for both the men's and the women's cross-country team this weekend.
We try to stress pack running, especially with the men's team. 5-mile race is pretty long, so also cautioning the plebes and the underclassmen not to go out, like it would be a 5K, but to more run conservatively over the 5-mile course and really work together. If you work with your teammates, there's a much better chance of pushing through those hard times, when you get mentally and physically fatigued. So sticking together and pushing each other is definitely one of our biggest strategies. Trevor LaFontaine, we're looking to him to expand off of his 5K performance at the Army Open. The 8K, it's a grueling race, but we're looking to him and Captain Nate Fisher also to make a really good 8K debut along with Matt Bearden and Drew Beck. We're looking to our juniors Madison Hill and Lindsay Gabow to really step up and lead the team along with Captain Katrina Mecklenburg and a few other key players to really get in there and mix it up with Cornell.
Also playing on Friday will be Marcia McDermott's women's soccer squad as they close a 3-game homestand against Seton Hall. The first 2 games of the homestand were won in comeback fashion by exact same scores, 2-1 being the final on those. Coach McDermott says the team likes playing at home, and they're starting to possess the ball better than they have been earlier on in the season, which has been the key to their victories on this homestand.
I think we've been very focused at training, so I think our team's really putting the time in. I think that makes a big difference, and I think we like to be at home. So this weekend's a great challenge for us. We have a home match against a very good Seton Hall team, and then we hit the road to play Rhode Island, and it's important for us to put 2 games back-to-back. I think right now we're very focused on our possession, and will remain so for some time. It's a really important part of our game and a really important key for us, both in our attack and actually defending. So we'll be looking to see how we do with our possession. Seton Hall's a handful. They're a very athletic team. They're physical. They play a very specific style. So it's a great challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
After a long road trip this last week, and the volleyball team returns home to face Binghamton, Oakland, and get Patriot League play started against Holy Cross on Saturday and Sunday, playing 3 games in 2 days. This team, after being on the road for so long, is just looking forward to getting home, playing in front of their home fans, and seeing what this young team with a lot of freshmen can do.
First, we're very excited that we're home to play in front of our home crowd. We've been away for a while, and it's good to have our tournament at home and play in front of our fans. The team is getting better. We're very young and inexperienced, but I'm very excited to see where we're going. Holy Cross is our home, as our Patriot League game, so we're very excited to start Patriot League with Holy Cross. Still, we're going to focus on our serving and passing and controlling the ball a little bit more. Every opponent that's on the other side, we desire to beat. It doesn't matter. It is conference, but we still focus on what we can control.
The women's rugby team has their first varsity match this weekend when Norwich comes to town on Saturday. They know not turning the ball over and keeping possession is going to be key if they're going to want to beat such a highly touted Norwich team.
They played up at, they had Penn State up there. Penn State beat them, which is was to be expected in some ways, but what wasn't expected was the closest of the score. So, Norwich is Norwich. They recruit very well. They have a very good coach. They have a very good system. They have great athletes, and they're a very fast, aggressive team. So we've got to really try and settle down and make sure that we don't turn the ball over, don't make any silly mistakes, and amplify the problem by doing stupid things. So we're just really trying to come to grips with ourselves, and then hopefully if we can get that right, then we'll have a good performance against them.
It's going to be a battle of goalkeepers on Saturday night when the men's soccer team hosts Quinnipiac at 7 p.m. Last year, the 2 teams played to a scoreless tie in Hamden, with Winston Bolt for the Black Knights and Borja and Goita for the Bobcats, each picking up the shutout. Coach Payne knows that the team's going to have to pass the ball well and keep possession to try and break down that solid back line of Quinnipiac.
They're a very talented group in a lot of positions. They've got some experience. They're an NCAA tournament team. They have been successful year after year, and Eric's done a fantastic job there. Defensively, they're tough to break down. They have a very good goalkeeper. We've got to make it difficult for him. Last year we had some chances to score that he did well on some saves. We also missed the target a few times, but we were able to break them down a little bit last year. And, we're essentially the same team as last year in terms of returning guys with some newcomers too. So we're hopeful to play our game and be successful in that manner. We pride ourselves on being a passing-oriented team, and we like to be very combination-oriented. And if we have good movement and we execute on sort of our good runs and passing, I think we'll have a chance to get in between them in different spaces and find looks to goal.
A few more teams in action this weekend for the Black Knights. Women's tennis will be on the road at the Stony Brook Invitational and at the Quinnipiac Invitational. The golf team will be in action all weekend long at Bethpage State Park in the St. John's Invitational. Men's rugby will face Cornell on Saturday, and football will face Stanford on Saturday as well. And the women's soccer team rounds out the actions for the Black Knights. They'll be at the University of Rhode Island on Sunday. That's it for your weekend preview. For Night Vision, I'm Zach Daly.